Hello, my name is Bao Ho, and I'm the Director of Operations for CRIEC. Thank you for joining me in this mentoring partnership orientation. I would first like to acknowledge that CRIEC is funded by Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada. Without their funding, CRIEC would not be able to provide the support to newcomer professionals that we do. As you may be aware, CRIEC's mentoring program is a 16-week partnership in which we connect internationally trained professionals with experienced volunteer mentors from corporate Calgary. Mentees and mentors meet regularly over the course of 16 weeks. The goal of the program is not for mentors to find employment for the mentees. Rather, our aim is that over the course of 16 weeks, the mentor will help mentees develop increased understanding of the Canadian employment environment. This includes labor market and sector knowledge research, job search, including providing advice on resumes and interview tips, helping the mentee practice and develop professional networking skills, supporting the mentee in learning about Canadian work culture and professional communication etiquette, and providing guidance, encouragement, and an experienced perspective. The hope is that over the course of the mentoring partnership, the mentee will develop the knowledge, skills, and confidence to be able to take the final steps of finding employment for themselves. As mentioned before, mentees and mentors meet regularly over the course of 16 weeks. When I say meet, I mean that participants will virtually meet. As of April 2020, CRIEC has moved all mentoring activities to virtual mentoring channels due to the pandemic situation. Virtual channels can include video chat, LinkedIn messaging, emails, and phone conversations. Technology has certainly made aspects of mentoring more convenient. In our previous model, which we hope to return to someday soon, mentees and mentors would meet in person, normally over a cup of coffee. With virtual mentoring, there's less barriers in actually coming together. However, we have seen in other ways technology puts up barriers. When mentees and mentors don't meet in person, it can be more challenging to develop a strong rapport and personal relationship, which is at the core of any successful mentoring partnership. We speak to this issue because we feel that if both participants are aware of the potential challenges and are intentional about building strong relationships in technology, the technology need not be a barrier. I also mentioned that you will meet regularly over the course of 16 weeks. The choice of the word regular was intentional, as it is vague and non-specific. At CRIEC, we are strong believers in flexibility. Each mentoring partnership is unique. Each mentor and mentee has different availabilities, capacities, and needs. Accordingly, we empower participants to determine how often they need to meet. Rather than meeting weekly, mentees and mentors may choose to meet bi-weekly, with knowledge that support is always available via email or LinkedIn. That's one way that you perhaps can go forward with it, or maybe you choose to meet weekly or monthly, whatever you feel is appropriate. We encourage participants to be flexible with one another, while simultaneously prioritizing and committing to the partnership. Our long experience with mentoring has shown that when both partners prioritize the mentoring partnership, it is more impactful and enjoyable for both the mentee and the mentor. Whether you meet 8 weeks or 10 weeks or 16 weeks, the mentoring partnership will formally close 4 months after the start date. We have seen often that mentoring partnerships actually continue past 16 weeks. Maybe you'll meet 20 times or 30 times, or 5 years later you'll still be in contact, because at some point, many participants also become friends and colleagues and maintain that relationship informally. As previously mentioned, mentors support mentees in a variety of areas. This includes discussions around employment-related topics, but can also include conversations around career goals and perhaps ideas related to training, alternative career paths, or transferable skills. Where applicable, mentors can also provide advice on obtaining professional designations and licenses. As noted, mentors are not expected to find mentees a job. One question we often receive from mentors is, am I supposed to be an expert in all of these areas? The answer to that question is no, though mentors have tremendous experience, skills, and passion to share. We know that mentors aren't necessarily experts in each area that the mentee needs support. Mentors are only expected to share from their own lived experience, and in this regard, mentees can most certainly benefit from their mentors' experiences. When participants encounter a topic where the mentor is uncertain, one of the most common phrases is, "I don't know, let's research together." Additionally, Mentors are not expected to be the only resource for a mentee. Mentees should be continually researching on their own and accessing other supports. Hopefully, once a strong relationship of trust and credibility is formed, the mentor can be a trusted voice to bounce ideas off of, but they're intended to be one voice among many. CRIEC supports the mentoring partnerships in several ways. Each mentoring partnership will have a mentoring partnership coordinator attached to it. Mentees will have met their MPC for a prior information and orientation session and an assessment prior to setting up this mentoring partnership orientation. MPCs will complete check-ins with both the mentee and the mentor at 1 month, 2 month, and 3 month points of the partnership. Over and above these formal check-ins, the MPC will always be available to support the partnership, problem solve any issues or barriers that might arise, and provide additional tools and resources. One of the resources is the Mentoring Partnership Agreement. I strongly recommend that participants review it in their first meeting. It's an agreement between mentor and mentee where the participants formalize their commitments to one another. Mentors agree to make time for the partnership and to commit to it, respect and maintain confidentiality, and be both honest and supportive. Mentees agree to accept full ownership of their own career path and decisions. They'll commit to prioritizing the mentoring partnership and be respectful of their mentor's time, and to be open to feedback while asking questions. Another great tool is the CRIEC Mentoring Handbook. It's a fantastic resource that many mentees and mentors have found invaluable. There's great information in it around goal setting, cross-cultural communication, while also providing 16 weeks worth of topics aimed at developing newcomer professionals' employment skills. Although there is 16 weeks worth of great information in it, the handbook is not a rigid week-by-week program. As mentioned before, mentees and mentors are empowered to be flexible with one another. Perhaps the mentee doesn't need support in all of the areas, or perhaps participants want to focus on one area over another. By all means, use the resource as a roadmap and not a rigid requirement. We know that each partnership is unique. Your MPC will provide you both a link to these resources. If you have any additional questions, please feel to reach out to us. I'm excited that you're beginning this mentoring journey, and we look forward to hearing all about it. Thank you for joining me.